Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. Doing one of my favorite videos out here today, shooting these 25-pound clay blocks. Today it's with shotguns. If you haven't seen the video yet, we did birdshot versus buckshot versus slugs on these big old clay blocks. That video was absolutely ridiculous. Go check that one out after this one. But for this one, a bunch of you guys requested this. We're going to shoot the same. Actually, in that video, I think we only shot 10-pound blocks. This one, we're going to shoot these 25-pound blocks with two different shotgun loads. We got a 12-gauge birdshot, and then we got a 16-gauge birdshot. So this ought to be pretty interesting. Same size, barrel lengths, and all that, at least I think. If not, oh well. But we got a really cool 12 gauge for this video and a really cool 16 gauge for this video. I'll show you guys in a second, but I'll back up about 20 yards and we'll see on the slow motion. Do you really need a 12 gauge or is a 16 gauge do what you need it to do? But let's load them both up. I'm going to do the 12 gauge first and then we'll do the 16 gauge. Should be a whole lot of fun. Check it out. Before I forget to show you, let me show you the shotguns we're working with here. This is the 12 gauge. This thing is ridiculously awesome. One of my favorite shotguns. This is a Radical, I always forget the letters, MKX3 semi-auto AR-12. I've got a low power variable scope on there. But this thing is super sweet setup. This is what we're going to be using for the 12 gauge. Big shout out to Gun Prime. We got this one from Gun Prime. Go check them out. But let me go grab the 16 gauge. This one might even get a bunch of you guys even more excited than that 12 gauge. This 16 gauge is a Browning A5, and this thing is pretty old. How old is this thing? Paul says it's 61, give or take. But this thing is absolutely sweet and even a treat to have in our hands. A big thanks to Heavy Metal. Y'all go check them out down below and subscribe to their channel as well. Big thanks to them for letting us shoot this for this video. But let's go load up that tactical 12 gauge, fling some birdshot at this slug. I didn't say that, I don't think, but both of these are just some standard, pretty low level, cheap birdshot we're going to fling out of both of these. But check out the 12 gauge here. All right, here we go with that 12 gauge Radical. We'll see what happens to that birdshot, or to that clay with the birdshot rather. Yeah, boy. I think we slapped her pretty good. Let's go take a look at it. All right, now, like I said, that was like 15/20 yards, somewhere in between there. But take a look at what it did to that clay. Pretty awesome. So it was standing up ways, this a ways. Made that whole thing fly back. But look at how it cut that open. Let me get my shadow over here. So the whole thing just did this number, fell backwards on the table. But look at that mess. That's 12 gauge birdshot. And I'm pretty sure some of it made it all the way through. Yeah, I can see daylight in a few of those, but look at that, man. That is some pretty nasty shred. You can see how, oh, there's the wad right there. You can see how some of this just peeled back like a banana. Wicked, wicked, wicked. But here you go. That's the 12 gauge birdshot. Let's go load up the 16 gauge and see what happens from the same distance. All right, now I got this 16 gauger out here, this Browning. Let me show you out here in the light again. Woo, boy, you don't come by these every day. But same distance as that 12 gauge. I don't have a tactical scope on it, so I might miss, but I'm gonna do my best to hit it dead center like that 12 gauge here. Let's see what happens. Whoa! Whoa! That kicked my shoulder quite a bit harder. And I think it might have splatterized that clay more. Some of it flew back past me, but let's go check it out. All right, let's go. Oh man, I've got some clay right here on the middle of the lens. I'm getting my lens dirty, hold on. But I think I said it after the shot. Man, that 16 gauge, that thing really slammed my shoulder. I have not shot something in a while that kicked that hard. Kind of surprised me, to tell you the truth, but I don't know, maybe it's the AR-12 versus that style, something. But let's take a look at what happened to that clay. Like I said, some of the clay came back and hit me, even hit the camera, but oh man, I just stepped in a bunch of clay. Well, check this out. So the 12 gauge, the whole thing blew back onto the table here. Now this one, oh look, it cut it in half. Split that thing in half. So look at that. Kind of the same effect there as far as peeling pieces back like a banana. Pretty nasty all around, but the 12 gauge stayed in one piece. The 16 gauge cut that whole block in half. I'm pretty sure we hit it pretty square dead center, but man, I didn't expect that. Now let me edit in here quick a little side-by-side view with the slow motion so you can see at the same time the damage that the 16 gauge did versus that 12 gauge. Comment down below, what did you like the best? 16 gauge versus 12 gauge. More often than not, I'm talking about bigger is better. Why get a 16 when you can get a 12? But both of those were pretty nasty, and the 16 even cut that sucker in half. So I don't know, maybe there's something to be said about 16 gauges. But ammo is more expensive if you can find it, because it's more rare. But as always, appreciate you guys watching big time. I absolutely love making these videos and chatting with you about them. Big shout out to Heavy Metal. Y'all go down below and subscribe to their channel. Comment down below ideas for future videos. We'll see y'all on the next one. WHOTEEWHO!